If your cologne smells like a sweet tea cocktail, you're doing it right. Introducing Southern Charm. Inspired by the classic Arnold Palmer drink, Southern Charm blends the refreshing notes of lemon and black tea with a daring splash of whiskey. Add a hint of sweet tobacco, white musk, and the unique touch of ambroxan, and you've got a fragrance that's as charming as a Southern gentleman and as modern as your favorite whiskey bar. Crafted by Sensual Obsessions and NoCap Fragrance Reviews, this scent is perfect for those who appreciate a blend of classic heritage and contemporary style. So go ahead, spritz on Southern Charm.
What's up, Fragrance family? What's going on, man? I appreciate all of y'all who are viewing right now. As you know, your viewership is highly appreciated and important. And if you're tuning in right now, then you must be a truth seeker. You come looking for the real, and that's what I'm here to give you. If you're one of my subscribers, y'all already know what time it is, man. Y'all keep this thing rocking and rolling. I can't thank you enough. But if this is your first time, then welcome. Welcome to NoCap Fragrance Reviews, where I give it to you 100% of the time. I give it to you straight, no chaser, no cap, just like some of my testers. And hey, just as promised, this is it. Go ahead and strap up your seatbelts, buckle up, and let's have some fun. Y'all saw what I said in the thumbnail. This is the official Battle Royale for the best afternoon swim clone. At least the best of the ones I have. And to be honest, the ones I hear people talk about are basically these right here. Got a new kid on the block, so we're going to see what is the best one. So, who's in the battle? Well, I kind of feel like this was the one that came out first. So we have Grandeur Elite's Soap Sun. When this first came out, there was a little confusion on this one, on what it was. The notes were kind of a mixture of people was wondering if it was imagination, afternoon swim, and so forth. But yeah, we come to find out quickly what it really was. And then we have this one right here from Paris Corner North Stag Collection. You have Quatre. There was no question when this came out what this was duping. This, other than the fact that it did not copy the bottle like some do. They came out with, you know, this whole orange vibe. And then most recently, John Lowe, Maison Alhambra, Latafa, however you want to put it, jumped into the game with this booger right here. Azure, it's just Azure, Azure, whatever you want to call it. John Lowe, Azure. So, we're going to compare these. I've already worn them side by side. I've already did all that. I have my decant up afternoon swim that I tested it against. And so let's go ahead and jump right into it. All right. First off, let's speak about the OG. Louis Vuitton's afternoon swim. All right. If you are not familiar, let's go. Vuitton. Afternoon swim. All right, pardon me for being a little slow. But all right, so the chords are very simple. Citrus and fresh spicy. So the notes are mandarin orange, Sicilian bergamot, and mandarin orange, Sicilian orange, bergamot, a mid of ginger, and ambergris in the base. Fragranta just lists all the notes for afternoon swim all together, but the ambergris is normally in the base. So we're going to go with that. And most of these have the same, well, I take that back. It's hard to find notes on this one. They actually list the notes of imagination on some sites for Soap Sun, but I did catch one that actually said, you know, it had bergamot, Sicilian orange, but it actually said it had blood orange and some other things in it, ginger and all of that. So we're just going to go off what we get. This one right here, now it has everything that afternoon swim has, other than the ambergris. You have all the bergamot, Sicilian orange, the regular orange, as well as the ginger. So let's go ahead and see what we get with the original, the OG. All right. Like I said, I've done this, but we're going to put them all together. So with this one, from the top, you get that burst of beautiful citrus, and mixed with that beautiful, the way Louis Vuitton does it, that cascalone, which is like a melon watery feel. You definitely get all of that tying in. It's a very nice burst of citrus, very effervescent. The ginger in there kicks it up and gives it that, you know, beautiful sparkling feel in the top. And towards the mid, or like, I don't know, 20 minutes in or so, you'll start to actually get the little sweetness and little extra depth that the ambergris actually gives with this. So now, let's spray these from the original, the oldest one, I say, to this right here, to the most recent. So a couple of sprays for that one. A little alcohol in the top of that one too. Let me just be honest. Spray that one. And the new kid on the block. All right. So now, the openings of this. Like I said, still a little alcohol with that one. But you definitely get that burst of citrus in this one as well. It's a little bit of a drier, to me, take on the citrus. It's still bright, but it's not as juicy or mouth-watering. And I'll tell you why in a second. Now with this one, yeah, every time. It's just, it kicks you. Like there's some push to this. It's very much so juicy, sweet, candied orange. Like even when I first smelled this, and I still say it to the day, it reminds me of that sugary orange candy that you get, I don't know, around Christmas maybe, that, you chew on and you really, the kid will suck the sugar all off of it, and then you have the orange. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, I'm pretty sure I just put it up on the screen. That candy right there, that's what you get with this. Opening of here, you get that burst of citrus, and you actually get more of that wateriness as well with the kick of ginger. It's very smooth. So, all right, let's get down to the meat of this discussion. How close are they and how far away are they? What's the percentage? What's the closest? That's what we want to know. So let me tell you, with the Soaked Sun, it's a good rendition, very nice. But where this one falls short at, and hold on, before I get to that, I want to tell y'all, I didn't show you the packaging. So, of course, the packaging is very close. They copied Louis Vuitton. I believe these cans are almost the same size and all that kind of stuff. I want to say this real quick about the Middle Eastern fragrance companies. I love them, but they play in our face a little bit, y'all. They definitely do. You're not going to tell me and make me believe that most of these companies aren't intertwined. Yeah, they could get it right the first time. But when it comes down to marketing and sales, the first rule is create a demand for your product. And the second best thing is creating or having competition. Well, they have cornered the market on creating the competition and the demand based on the competition. So you're not going to tell me they couldn't get this shit right the first time. Why not keep putting them out and then we tweak it a little more and make people keep. So don't keep buying them. They're close enough where you pick one house, pick what you like and stick with it. Don't let them play with you. Because look at these bottles. These bottles are virtually the same. And watch this. So this is a magnetic cap and this is a magnetic cap on Soaked Sun and on that. Now watch. You can about pick it up, but it's a little heavy. But yeah, they work on the other one perfectly. The atomizers and everything are identical. But anyway, let's get back to the fragrances. Like, I'm just saying, don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe all the time. All right, so with this one, the ginger in here is rough around the edges, man. It keeps it from having that pop that the original has. Yeah, you really, the way that the ginger just comes off a little bit too dense. The fuzziness, a little bit too green or something. It reminds me of when I first smelled this one in comparison to Imagination. This is Coarse Blue Spice. Like, this one would have been good with if they had have gotten the ginger in there correctly. I've come to find out and see that with a lot of the dupes that try to tackle Louis Vuitton fragrances, the two places that they fall short is in the way the ginger is distributed or the quality of the ginger, because you got to be careful with ginger. And also that watery cascalone that Louis Vuitton is known for. Those are the two areas that's hard for these fragrances to get. The citrus, no problem. And all of that kind of stuff, you can get that all day long. But adding the depth and everything to it, that's where they fall short. And for that reason, I can only give this one 80% close. And I'm being probably generous. Like in the opening, you get that citrus and you're like, okay, we know what it is. But I can see why people thought this may have been Imagination. And it's just because how that ginger throws it off. Like, it gives it a little bit of, you like, is that Neroli? Is that, I get it. I get it. So it's not really that close to Afternoon Swim. And maybe not saying that makes me take it to 75 actually, but I'm gonna leave it at 80 because this one right here, only problem is that it's so freaking linear. You only get that beautiful candied citrus. The ginger comes in after a little bit just to amp that citrus back up. Like, if you think it's going to calm down, bam, no, here comes the ginger to give it the even more push. And it's a beautiful scent. It's very nice. You're going to enjoy it. But you're only getting half of what Afternoon Swim is about. I mean, I said it's more than half. It's about 70% of what Afternoon Swim is about, because that ambergris that comes in and gives it the depth and just adds a little more to it. Actually, 65% because you're missing the cascalone. There's no watery appeal in here. It's just citrus and ginger. Now, with this one, it's very close. It gives you the sparkling citrus in the top. You get a bit of that. It has to be the wateriness in here. I'm trying to think. You actually can pull the notes up on this one. I think it was the same though, but let's see. Let's see if there's something in there giving it a wateriness. Okay, John Lowe. Azure. If my phone don't be an ass. Come on. Come in. You can do it. There we go. All right, so the accords are citrus, warm, spicy, amber, fresh, animalic, and fresh, spicy. So the accords are here: bergamot, mandarin in the top, and then in the mid, orange, base, ginger, and ambergris. So it's not speaking on the cascalone, but I feel a wateriness here. It has that juiciness, almost make your mouth water, similar to this one right here, but not candied sweet. And the ginger in here, I gotta give it to them. They were able to capture it or not tone it up as much as the others to keep it from being overbearing, and it just gives that push. And in the dry down, you get the ambergris, which gives this thing more depth. And let's talk about longevity. 6 to 7 hours here, tops. You actually get about 7 to 8 hours on this one now after maturation and everything, but it's just linear all the way through. And on this one, I get 8. to 9, spread hard enough, about 10 hours. So, you're getting where I'm going with this one. This one right here, beautiful scent. Only 65 to 70% close to it though. This right here, I gotta say, Azure, John Lowe, I gotta get this 85, 90%. Just because it's not perfectly the same cask cologne, which is not going to be that, or the way the ginger, but just all around, this is, and having, after maceration, it'd probably be a strong 90. But right now, it's the closest. It really is. Like I said, this would be probably the next closest, just because this is just so linear, and this has a little bit more, but these are almost pick your poison. But now let's rank these based on enjoyment factor. Now, it's a close call because I really like how that orange note and just perfect for layering or whatever. All the way through summertime, this is a monster. Take it on vacation, you just smelling like a beautiful burst of orange and fruits and whatever, effervescent, kicking the whole half the day. Perfect. So I could almost put this one up as far as wearing would be the top one. But since this one is more of an all-around fragrance, I'm going to say this still be the top, and then it would be this one. So yeah, there you go, people. Azure Oud has came on, not Azure Oud, my bad. John Lowe, Azure, or Azure, or whatever you want to call it, Azure, came on the scene and has stolen the show. This thing here is, in my opinion, the best depiction of Louis Vuitton's afternoon swim. So there you go. I hope y'all have gotten something from this. If you think this content has helped you out at all, go ahead and hit that like button, man. I appreciate you for viewing. And if you are and you have lasted this long, you're officially a truth seeker, man. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button and join the family. Don't miss any more of this content, because I definitely have more to come. So until the next one, as always, y'all know the vibes.